everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the sound system demo of the 2021 Land Rover Discovery and its 15-speaker Meridian surround audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio adjustments, controls, inputs, speaker locations, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. If you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning, you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you're tired of hearing the same songs week in and week out, sign up to become a Daily Motor member. There you can hear member-requested tracks and help support the channel. So if you do want to see some more behind-the-scenes footage and help us out, click the link in the description. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. One of the many Land Rover flavors, the Discovery, kind of a sweet spot in my book of practicality, off-road capability, luxury. It really has a lot of it. This is the R-Dynamic S model. We've got air suspension. It's the P360 with the supercharged inline 6. It's got some charm. It's not necessarily my favorite car to drive, but I can see the appeal. If you do want to see more on the Discovery, check the links in the description. We've got some live drive coverage, a DM test drive, and a real world fuel economy test on top of this. So if you want to see all that, check the links in the description. And we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick right in here, plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults. Let's take a look at those now. Very nice infotainment system here by Jaguar Land Rover. I will say in daylight mode here, the colors don't contrast super well. They're a little similar. I bet there's a way to force it into night mode though. Let's go dark theme. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can kind of see all the nuances a little bit more. Maybe that's gonna show up a bit better in the camera as well. Let's see, we're right here in the media screen. It's also got some fingerprints on it. And of course that screwed up my song. Let's go bring that back forward. So it is a nice screen though. Let's go over here to audio settings. It's a little bit basic. Surprisingly, only 3 adjustments here: treble, bass, and subwoofer. Let's go through those now. I do like having separate adjustments for bass and subwoofer, but it is a shame not to get any sort of mid-range adjustment. And really, on top of that, I'm just, for a luxury audio system like this, I would be expecting a 5 or 9 band equalizer. On top of those, you can do stereo and Meridian surround adjustments. Do those too. I prefer the sound of my music in stereo mode. It sounds less hollow and more true to recording, but this is the surround version of the Meridian sound system, so a lot of people probably want to hear what that sounds like. And then you can adjust your front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance using the screen. Audio controls here in the Discovery. You've got a volume knob that admittedly is not in the best position. It's kind of hidden up here above the shifter, so you have to contort your wrist and kind of down to get to it. But it does have nice clicks, and I like how it feels. A little shallow as well, kind of hard to grab onto. If anyone had really large, meaty sausage fingers, it might be tough to get onto there. Then you have a volume roller on the left side of the wheel. I love seeing scrollers for volume. For track selection, what do you have? No physical controls, unfortunately, so you got to be on the media screen. If you're, say, somewhere up here in map, then, well, that's Android Auto, actually, but if you're in a different screen, you've got no way to adjust tracks from the screen without going up to, is there a media hot link here? I'm actually kind of surprised that we don't have, oh, there's the ride height adjustment. I was looking for that earlier, jeez. And then your drive modes as well, huh. Anyway, I'm getting really off in the weeds here. Kind of surprised it takes so long to get to the media screen though. Other track selection right here on the right side of the wheel. You at least have some buttons right there. Audio inputs in Discovery. You have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, USB-A and USB-C for data, wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and Bluetooth. So what does that mean you're missing? I don't really see any sort of media streaming options. Maybe that's something they could add later on, but I don't see any of that now. And no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. Not the end of the world, but some people might want to have that. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 15-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got woofer, mid-range, tweeter. You've got a mid-range and a tweeter up in the center, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Not a big fan of the door opener, door handle position there. That's 8, and then you've got woofer, tweeter, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 surround speakers back there, making 13, 14, and then a subwoofer in the very back, giving you 15. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto demonstrations. We're going to start off with Android Auto. I've already got that hooked up. Here we are here. You've got your Android Auto interface. I do have to say, the screen is such a nice resolution. Everything looks so crisp on here. The response rate is, the refresh rate's pretty good. Responsiveness is also pretty good. Here's your settings menu. It's very large too, and you still get these utility menus on the side. It's really one of the best infotainment systems on the market right now. I'm quite happy with it. There's YouTube Music. Got that going on there. And then let's go to, Google Maps as well. Look at that. Very nice. All right, let's switch over to Apple CarPlay. There we are. CarPlay coming up really nice as well. Great resolution, great aspect ratio. Got your home screen. Go to apps. Got all your applications there. Let's go to, again, YouTube Music. Coming up good there. Things load up. YouTube, or Google Maps. Nice refresh rate. Very responsive. Dialer. And let's go settings screen. Cool. Well, let me get this stuff put away and let's get out on the road. some so that we can kind of listen to it and how the changes would be, because I actually prefer stereo over Meridian. Hollow in stereo, sounds a little bit more true to recording. I do think in both modes this song demonstrates the nice sound stage and the balance of the system. I really appreciate the lows and the mid-range lows are coming through really strong, and the mid-range sounds aren't too harsh on my ears as well, even though there's no mid-range adjustment on here. Not really a huge deal in this one because everything is pretty darn well balanced. I could see some people wanting a little bit more from the tweeters, but that's a pretty subtle observation there. So this next one, we'll turn the bass and the subwoofer all the way up and see what it does. Oh yeah, that is strong. Not the strongest I've ever heard in a car, but Meridian and Land Rover did a really good job with the subwoofer and bass setup in the Discovery. Whoops. It's not the song we want. We want that one. Thoughts on the Meridian surround system here in the Land Rover Discovery. This is about as close to an S-tier sound system as you can get. It's right up there, A-tier, A+, if you will. There's a lot I like about it. I really like the mixing, I like the power, and when you really crank up more complex music, you still get really good balance. You got this tweeter, mid-range, and woofer down here, and then the big sub in the back, balancing everything out really well. It's a little overpowered from the center speaker in Meridian mode, but if you're in stereo, everything's really well balanced. I like that. Another thing I like is look how you can completely explore your USB drive while you're driving. There are a lot of vehicles we get into where it locks you out of choosing your folders when you're moving, and it really reduces the usability of the system. Not so. This infotainment's great, it's very usable. I would like to see more audio adjustments. That's something keeping this from being an S-tier system. S-tier, you should pretty much have no compromises, and to me, not having a mid-range adjustment, really not having a 5 or 9 band equalizer is a compromise for a vehicle of this caliber when we're talking top-tier sound systems. So really, really good. Right about there, just a little bit more and we'd be toward perfection. I'd really like to try something like the new Range Rover and see what that top-tier system sounds like. Thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on this system, check the links in the description. We did end up recording a short members-only sound system test for this one, so you can check that out in there. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.